Hello, welcome to a video on Harness SSCA, Software Supply Chain Assurance. In this video, we're going to be focusing on SBOM orchestration, attestation that the SBOM is authentic, and enforcing some policy on what exists within your software. So what you can see in front of you is an existing Harness pipeline that builds a Java artifact and it pushes it to a Docker registry. So we're going to add some software assurance to this particular pipeline. If I add a new step here, you'll see there's pre-built steps here to orchestrate SBOM generation. And here we can decide on the method, whether we're going to generate an SBOM directly from Harness, or if we can ingest an existing SBOM. So we're going to generate an SBOM via Sift, which is the supported tool that's baked into the platform. Black Duck is due to be supported, and many other tools in the future. We can decide on the format of the SBOM here. And then we need to decide where we're going to publish the SBOM to, and also where the artifact lives. So I'm going to select an existing Docker connector here. In this example, we're using Docker Hub. And then what's the name of the particular image? So here, the previous step has published an image to this Docker registry, and we've used the sequence ID for the pipeline to actually tag that image. Next, we need to decide on the private key that we use to actually sign the attestation. So if we click on here, we've got some existing private keys that we've stored in the Harness Secret Manager. I'm going to select my private key here and select my password. So this will digitally sign the attestation or the SBOM for the software artifact, and it will store that in the Docker registry alongside the artifact. So that's our SBOM orchestration step configured. And then let's move on to the deploy stage here. So here we want to actually verify the attestation before we do the deployment. So I can click before the Helm deploy step. Again, add step in the pipeline. Let's search on SSCA, and we have a pre-built SSA enforcement step. I'll select this. We can give it a name. We need to point this step to the location, the artifact. So again, it's sort of type image. We'll point to our Docker Hub connector, and again, reference the name of the image and the tag. Then we need to choose the public key. Again, we've generated a public key using cosign, and this public key is going to be used to verify the authenticity of the SBOM that's being stored alongside the artifact. And then we can choose our policy. So if we click here, this opens up the Harness file store. Here we can start defining the policy that's used. So we have the notion of a deny list. So which open source libraries are denied, or which particular versions are not allowed to be used based on our policy. And we also have the concept of allow list. So these are the licenses that are allowed to be used in our software. So I'm going to apply that particular policy. Okay, I'm going to choose the infrastructure that this particular step is going to run on. So we've got a connector here for Kubernetes. I'm going to select, and I'm going to choose the namespace the execution is going to go on. So we'll apply those changes, save, and now we can run the pipeline. Okay, now our pipeline is run. We can see that the artifact here is being built, and we've published it to a Docker registry. We've then run our SBOM orchestration step. So from the output, you can see that the Sift tool has been orchestrated. We've generated an SBOM, and that's now been attested. So essentially digitally signed by cosign, and that's now pushed to my Docker registry. So I have my artifact with the latest tag. Here's the attestation file. So inside that, it contains the SBOM and also a digital signature, which we use to verify its authenticity. If we then jump to the deploy stage, the SSCA enforcement step has been run. Again, if you look at the output, we've verified the attestation. So we've claimed it's authentic, it hasn't been tampered with, but our policy has failed. If we jump back to the artifacts tab here, we can see that in the first stage, actually, we can actually see the SBOM. So the SBOM has been generated, and we can click, download this, and view the SBOM. But we'll also see from the deploy stage the violations that have happened. So if we click into this then lists all the open source components that don't conform to our policy. Okay, so to recap what we've done during this video, we've edited an existing Harness pipeline. We've added an SBOM orchestration step, attested that SBOM digitally signed by a private key. And then in our deploy stage, we've added an enforcement step, which verifies the authenticity of that SBOM, but also added some policy where we've seen some violations. Hope that's helpful. Thanks for watching.